Hi. Hi. I'm Jonathan Peck. And I am Mariana Peck. We live in Virginia. And the United States is which country we live in.
What about the universe?
We also live in the universe and the world, but we also live
What's our galaxy?
in the Milky Way galaxy. Also North America.
But how many planets are in our galaxy?
8.
Can you name them?
Not our galaxy, in our solar
In our solar system.
So these are the 8 planets in our galaxy. I mean, in our solar system. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
And how many moons on the different planets?
Mercury doesn't have, or Venus doesn't. Earth has 1 moon, Mars has 2 moons, Jupiter has 69, Saturn has 62, Uranus has 27, Neptune has 13.
Wow. And what's the temperature on the planets? Which one's the hottest and the coldest?
Mercury is 800 degrees Fahrenheit. Venus is 900. Earth is 80. Mars is negative 81. Jupiter is negative 145. Saturn is negative 288. Uranus is negative 392. And Neptune is negative 484.
And which ones are gas, and are some of them solid and some of them gas?
So Uranus and Neptune are the only one that are ice. Saturn and Jupiter are gas. Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury are solid.
Wow. And are there dwarf planets?
And there are 5 dwarf planets. Mercury, Pluto, Haumea, Maggie, and Uri.
Wow. Okay, now, what about the? Do you know any other galaxies' names?
There's the nearest galaxy from us is the Andromeda galaxy.
Wow. And what's the name of our galaxy?
And there's one more galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy.
And what's the biggest suns?
And
Is ours the biggest sun?
no,
What's the biggest sun? We can't hear you, Jonathan. Okay, look in there and say it, please. UI Scooty?
yes,
And what other planets or other suns?
Ceres.
And what's the biggest planet?
80 100 946. What is it? HD 100,946.
That's the name of the planet?
No, that's the biggest.
That's the name of the biggest planet?
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a small planet? What's the smallest planet? Or is that a dwarf planet?
The smallest planet in the world is Kepler 37b.
And is there, what's the biggest sun's name? You said that already, or
Yeah.
which one is Betelgeuse?
Betelgeuse is a red supergiant star.
Oh, a red. And then okay, what about in the US? How many states are there?
50.
And then how many countries are there in North America?
23.
And how many countries are there in South America?
12.
How many countries are there in Africa?
54.
And altogether in the whole world?
195.
195. Wow. Which country is Congo in? Which continent?
Africa.
Which continent is Belgium in? Which continent?
Europe.
Which continent is Chile in?
In South America.
What about Greenland?
North America.
What about Japan?
Asia.
Wow, that's really cool. And then what's the coldest continent?
The coldest is Antarctica.
Antarctica. Yes. And then what's your favorite? Do you like measurements? Do you like temperature? Do you like math? What's your favorite? Space is your favorite?
Yeah.
But before space was your favorite, you liked math. And then temperature. What temperature does water freeze at?
32 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 degrees Celsius.
What temperature does it boil at?
212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, you're right. And then water is how do you say water with the atoms, the chemical breakdown?
So, 2 hydrogens on water, and don't forget the oxygen.
Yeah, so water can be in how many different forms? Because that you can have it frozen, right? Gas, and what's the other one? The one you drink? Liquid.
So those are 3.
How many? Speaking of elements, how many elements are there?
118.
118 elements. What's the smallest element? The one that's all over the whole universe?
Hydrogen.
Yeah. Do you know what percentage that is of the universe?
No.
It's about 75. And then what's the number 2 element in the universe?
Helium.
Helium. Yeah. Do you know what number oxygen is?
8.
Yeah. So 8. Do you know about the electrons and the protons and the neutrons?
Yeah.
How many? What does helium have?
Helium has 2 protons, 2 neutrons, and 2 electrons.
What about hydrogen?
0 neutrons, 1 proton, 1 electron.
And how many atoms like in your finger?
35.
35 atoms? Yeah, but atoms are really small, so it's like a trillion atoms.
Yeah.
How many atoms in 1 grain of sand?
Yeah, it's a million.
They're like
Millions.
thousands and millions.
No, millions only.
1 grain of sand on the beach. Millions and millions of atoms.
And then let's do some measurements. How many milliliters in a cup?
236.
How many liters in a gallon?
3.78.
And how many pounds in a ton?
2,000.
What about in a metric ton?
1,000 kilograms.
In a metric ton?
What?
Yes, you're right. And then let's see. Let's do some math.
Okay.
What is 2 squared?
2 squared is 4.
That's easy, right? 8 squared.
It's 64.
12 squared?
144.
15 squared?
225.
18 squared? I don't know that one.
I know it.
You have to think about it.
324.
And let's see, like 21 squared? Do you know that?
It's 441.
Wow. And 25 squared?
625.
Wow. And then let's see, can we do, let's see, what is 1/2 plus 1/4?
3/4.
Yeah, that's very good. And then what is 88 divided by 11?
8.
8. That's too easy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that all the time.
Mm-hmm. And so if we're in Virginia and we have to go to Florida to meet Grandma, what states would we drive over?
We have to drive over Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
Yeah. That's very good. And then what's the biggest state
The biggest state in the world
in the US?
in the U.S. is Alaska.
That's the biggest territory. Which one has the most people? I think it's California has the most people. And then, which is the second biggest state?
Texas.
Texas. And which state is kind of an island all by itself?
Hawaii.
Yeah. And which state do we live in?
Virginia. Richmond is the capital of Virginia.
Yes. What's the capital of Texas?
Austin.
What's the capital of Florida? Or Alaska?
Juneau is the capital.
Yeah. You know all the capitals, don't you?
Yeah, there's only 5 or 10 capitals that I don't know.
No. Yeah. Well, we'll learn those. It's okay.
Okay, so if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and push the like button.